The vast majority of pipe materials fall into one of two categories, either metallic pipes or plastic pipes. Of course, there are exceptions like glass, cement, and asbestos pipe. Asbestos is a known carcinogen and no longer manufactured, but you may still run across it in existing installations. We have two videos for the two broad categories. In this video, we're going to specifically look at metallic pipes. For the category of metallic pipes, we'll further classify these as either iron alloy or copper alloys. What I have here are some of the iron alloys. What is an alloy? Well, starting with iron alloys, we have steel pipe, also known as iron pipe or carbon steel. It's available in either grades A or B. The grade that you require will be specified for your application, depending on such characteristics as tensile strength or ductility required for bending. There are many different methods for connecting steel pipe. As you can see, a couple are right here shown. Galvanized pipe is just steel pipe which has a zinc coated adding for corrosion protection. You can see this one is coated on the inside and outside. Another metallic alloy is cast iron. Cast iron is an iron alloy which has about 3% carbon and 2% silicon. The composition varies to produce different types of cast iron with specific properties for different applications. Here I have a piece of gray cast iron. It's much less shock resistant than steel. It's used for cast iron soil drainage pipe, also threaded fittings. Another type of cast iron is white cast iron, which is given a special heat treatment to make it more shock resistant like steel. It's used to make malleable threaded fittings. You can see the difference between these two fittings. Because this is malleable, it doesn't have to have as large of a reinforcing band. Another type of cast iron is ductile cast iron pressure pipe. This piece of cast iron has magnesium added to give it additional strength, commonly used for water mains. These pipes are usually cement lined for additional corrosion protection. Another type of cast iron is silicon iron, also known as Duriron. It's a special type of cast iron with a silicon content over 14%. This gives it very high corrosion resistance for acid waste systems like you'll find in laboratory drainage or correction facilities where there may be potential for sabotage. You can see the different look that the silicon gives on the edge of this broken fitting. Stainless steel is another metallic alloy. The elements added to steel to create stainless steel are chromium and nickel, which give it a high resistance to corrosion and heat. The amount vary depending on the type of stainless steel. They range from 4% to 27% for chromium and 0 to 22% for nickel. The American Iron and Steel Institute has assigned series numbers for different grades of stainless steel. Pipe is usually in the 300 series. For example, 316 is very common. Or 316L, which has a lower carbon content, making it better for welding. You can always check whether the pipe is stainless steel, as the 300 series of stainless steel is non-magnetic. You can see here when I check with my torpedo level, it's non-magnetic. Inconel is another alloy, I don't have a piece of it here today, which has about 40 to 70% nickel and 14 to 30% chromium, with varying compositions of other elements. It's highly oxidation and corrosion resistant, with good strength at high temperatures and pressures. It's used for high-powered exhaust systems and turbines. It looks very similar to stainless steel, slightly duller in color. In the copper alloy category, we have copper pipe and tube, which are not alloys as they're almost entirely 100% pure copper. Brass, on the other hand, is an alloy composed of copper and zinc. Brass pipe is also called red brass because its primary element is about 85% copper. It has excellent corrosion resistance for potable and non-potable water systems, boiler water, and other similar applications. Copper-nickel alloys, such as 9010 and 7030, have very good seawater corrosion resistance, so they're commonly used on ship piping systems. Another alloy is called Monel, and we call that a nickel-copper alloy because it has at least 63% nickel and small amounts of other metals. I don't have a piece, but it looks very similar to 70-30 copper-nickel. It has the added characteristics of maintaining its toughness over a very wide range of temperatures. This gives it additional uses in refineries. Another metallic pipe I should mention is aluminum tubing. Here's an example of a piece of aluminum tubing. We'll see you in the next video in this series on plastic pipe materials.